The Cardassian Galor Type 3 is the most advanced starship seen in the Cardassian military. There are many misconceptions about the Galor-class starship, seeing as that the first Galor-class starship that engaged the Enterprise with its shields knocked out within 4 shots from the Type X phaser is not a Type 3. This was the original Type 1. By far the most common variant is the Type 2. This vessel hosted the same amount of weapons, the same shield, but more increased armor. It's the most common ship and was the ship of the line seen during the Dominion War. It's noted that its subsystems had all been upgraded from the Type 1. Now what we've all been waiting for, the Type 3. The Type 3 variant was created in a direct response to the Type 1 being decimated by more advanced Starfleet ships such as the Phoenix, which is a Galaxy-class variant known as the Nebula class. One of the most notable differences is the fact that this ship actually carries photon torpedoes. Another thing to mention, it was able to take twice as much damage as the original Type 2, and it also boasts a standard shield, like a more modern shield, something more equivalent to the Galaxy-class starship. And this is not common with Cardassian ships. Cardassian ships are about 100 years less advanced in shield technology based on formulas that we had seen in previous videos. Alright, so next I just want to kind of give you some general information about how I came up with this stuff. So one of the things is I would watch the show and then I would slow down the series and count frame by frame to see how much damage the ship took. So, for example, the Type 2 ships, when the front of the line, when they're being attacked and the Klingons come in Deep Space Nine, one Cardassian ship takes 26 disruptors from a bird of prey and 1 torpedo before it blows up. So that tells me that its hull value is probably around 758,000. Based on the fact that I have formulas stating that Klingon disruptors are 32,500, and then I have our torpedoes are 173,300, but there also are Klingon and Federation torpedoes that were in like the Kirk era were around 65,000. So I don't really know which torpedo I should be using, so there will be a slight variant with the number. But I do know that the Type 1 and the Type 2 were using the same shield matrix, and the shield matrix was based off the Type X phaser, which the formula... The Type X phaser was 65,000, so you can see that the Enterprise, when it originally attacked a Type 1, it took its shields down in 4 shots, so it comes down to around 260,000. So the real question is, how powerful is the Type 3? So we don't really know 100% how powerful the Type 3 is, though, but we do know that its hull was able to take 38 shots from a Klingon bird of prey. So its hull value is 1,235,000 based on our number scale. Now, as far as its shields go, we don't really know because we know that it was being attacked and its shields were already going down and it was took 10 shots. And we know that 10 shots at that power scale is above 260,000. So the only other thing I can compare it to was looking at the Kelvin class, which we've seen that ship take something like 16 shots from the Defiant, which its blasts are the same as the Klingon disruptors at 32,500, and its shields were down by 30%. So you could do the formula for that, and then it comes to 1,733,333. I know that's a weird number, but that's what it came up to. So I basically just assumed that they would put that shield matrix on the Type 3 since it was the most advanced. So I think the whole value is 1,235,000, and I think that the shield matrix is 1,733,333. Now, I also think the Type 3, we know it has torpedoes, we know it has 8 disruptors, which are the spiral waves, and then on top of that it has 1 to 2 heavy spiral wave disruptors. So the ship is boasting basically a shield matrix around the same as a Galaxy-class starship, and its armor value is actually greater than a Galaxy-class starship prior to the Dominion War. The Dominion War Galaxy-class starship is significantly stronger than the original Enterprise D. But the Enterprise D wasn't really made to fight, so give or take whatever you think of it. So that basically is the Type 3 and how I got that information. Like I said, you can go ahead and put in your own formulas, but the numbers are the same. You know, the same amount of hits. Just add whatever you think it was, and then that'll give you your formula. One of the things I really didn't touch basis with was how the power scaling of the Cardassian weapons. So the Galor spiral wave disruptor cannon Type 1 is based 7,500 is based off killing a Federation fighter, and it's also based off the Maquis Raider. The standard disruptor that you see, the heavy spiral disruptor cannon before DS9 is 65,000, which is some manual said it was supposed to be equivalent to Type X phaser. And then the upgraded Dominion version is 168,750. We know that because it could destroy Miranda in 4 shots. And then at the end of the war, it has an incredibly powerful weapon, which is boasting an energy output of 650,000, in which we know that because it's able to destroy a Jem'Hadar ship in 1 shot, and then destroy a Bree ship in 2 shots. So real quick, so the Type 2 is basically a glass cannon, and then the Type 3 is pretty formidable. They can build about 15 Type 3s a year and about 63 of the Type 2s. So there are very few Type 3s in the Cardassian military. And if you ever wondered why they use the same model over and over again, it's because with the Cardassians, it's a tradition to do that, and the Galor's design is traditional.